everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for the kindness book tag. So it is the holiday Christmas period, and what better time to be kind to each other and talk about the kindness tag. So this is reflecting on kindness and what that means and how we are kind and all of those sorts of things. I saw Leandra from Leandra the TBR Zero do this tag recently, and I thought it was so lovely, and I thought, as I said, it's Christmas, what better time to do the tag? I will be doing this one on the fly. I normally plan my tags to a greater or lesser extent, but this one I'll be doing on the fly, partly because I was a little unorganized and wanted to get it filmed today, but partly because I just kind of feel like, I don't know, that works in my head somehow. Anyway, that is what we're going to do today. The original creator of this tag is a channel called Bandy Books. I personally haven't come across that channel before, but I'm excited to dive in and see what else they have for me to look at. So yeah, anyway, let's go and do the tag now. Question number 1 says, how do you practice kindness in your day-to-day life? I don't know. I think that I think this is a really hard question because I think it very much varies from person to person, and as Leandra was saying in her video, any given day, what your current energy level is, what your current mental health is and needs are, etc. So it really, I don't know how to answer this question, to be honest with you. I don't personally have a specific plan in mind when I start my day as to how I will be kind and practice kindness. I know that that's something that some people do, and I think that's amazing, but I'm not one of them. I think at work, so I'm a primary school teacher, I do a lot of relief teaching, and that can be quite tricky because you don't always know the kids, or even if you do, you don't know how their week or day has been, you don't know what to expect. So I try to make sure that I am calm. I think that being calm and not getting angry and frustrated is a way that I can be kind while I'm at work. I try to be interested in the children and what they have to tell me and what's going on for them, especially the really young children. They love to share things with you and have you be really enthusiastic, so I think that's something that shows kindness towards them as well. I always try to offer help and support whenever someone needs that. It doesn't always get taken up. People don't always want the support, but I think that it's really kind to offer it. But I think it's important to make sure that you are doing that if you are able. Don't offer it and then, if you're not in a position to be able to do it, because if you get taken up on it, then, you don't want to deplete your own needs or your own energy levels, etc. But I always do try to offer wherever I can, because I think that shows kindness and, thoughtfulness for my fellow people. I think that's going to be my answer. It very much depends. It's very variable, but those are some things that I try to think about and do in order to be kind, which I guess is not something I think about in that way, but I mean, that's what I'm doing. Question number 2 is, what is the kindest thing that has happened to you on booktube? That is a difficult question as well, because I feel like in general, not always, there's always going to be personality clashes, disagreements, drama in any community. That's just human nature. But I do think that in general, the booktube community is very accepting and open and kind and generous like I said, not always, not everyone's like that, and it's not everyone's able to be like that all the time, but I think in general that's something you can find in the booktube community. So again, I think this is a difficult question, but just that building of community, when people ask me to be part of a collaboration, whether that be on reading sprints, I think is a really kind act, because it's really fun to do those things. It's really nice to be thought of and to be well thought of and to be invited into someone else's space, and it's also a way that those people can help promote you and promote your channel, which I think is really kind as well. So yeah, that. Okay, so question number 3 is going to be really hard as well, and it is, Who, in your opinion, is one of the kindest booktubers out there? So yeah, like I just said, this is going to be really hard as well because I, as I've said already as well, again, think that in general the booktube community is really kind and welcoming and a lovely space. So this is really hard because I have a lot of really amazing friends who I think are really lovely and kind and thoughtful and just all those things. I'm just gonna say whoever comes into my head. So first person that comes into my head is Leandra, whose channel I saw this on. She is someone who I've discovered reasonably recently, and I just think that she seems like a really lovely, lovely person. She's really thoughtful and really caring and really looks after the people in her life and really appreciates friends and family. So Leandra is someone who I think is one of the kindest people on booktube. I also think that Victoria, from what Victoria read, is one of the kindest people on booktube and probably in the world. She is just always so welcoming and so lovely and so easy to chat with and so friendly and inviting. I just think Victoria is just incredible. She mentions my channel a lot these days, which is so incredible and amazing and also kind. She does it because she seems to really like my channel and I think like me, which is really, really lovely and really kind. It's always nice to be well thought of and to be promoted and valued, and I really appreciate that. I love her. I think she's wonderful. Another person is Paige from Pages with Paige. Paige is one of my best booktube friends. I think she's wonderful. I think she's so generous with her time and her thoughts and her energy. I think that she is just so, again, so thoughtful with the way she talks about people and the way she cares about people, and just, I think she's an incredible person and so kind and generous, and I just absolutely adore Paige. Love her to pieces as well. I could just go on and on, I honestly could. But the final person that I'm going to mention today is Meredith from Reading with Merb. Meredith is also one of the kindest, sweetest booktubers around. She has just so much time and energy for the community. She puts so much thought and energy and time into the community, into making this a welcoming and loving place. She has a Discord which is always open to anyone and it's just such a fun place to be. She's always willing to be a part of things. She's always willing to shout you out. She's always willing to go that extra mile, which I think is just incredible and shows a real kindness and a kind soul, which I love. I think Meredith is a wonderful, wonderful person and I love her to pieces as well. And yeah, all these people are amazing and I think they're fantastic and I love them very much. And yeah, you should go and subscribe to all of them if you have not, because they're wonderful and they're all below. The next question says, what is a book that has reminded you to be more kind? That is hard. All of these questions are hard. Possibly because I'm doing it on the fly, which I don't normally do. I don't really know. I just looked over at a pile of books that I have on the table just here for a haul that I just filmed that you may or may not have seen. I can't remember what order I'm putting things up. But my answer is going to be Heartstopper, because Charlie and Nick are so kind. They're so kind to each other. They're so kind to the people in their lives. They're just such beautiful characters, such lovely hearts, and I really, really enjoy them both as characters. And I really love the way that Alice Oseman has written this incredible story. So yeah, Heartstopper is the book that reminds me to be kind because of how kind the characters are. I think that question might have been supposed to be about non-fiction maybe, because the next question says, can you think of a fiction book of any genre that focuses on themes of kindness? And I think the one I just said, Heartstopper. I mean, there's a lot of other things in there and it's not just about kindness, but I think the fact that the two main characters are just both really kind people means that we focus on kindness. So that's going to be my answer for this next question as well. That might be a cop-out, but that's what I'm doing, and nonetheless. Question number 6 says, how do you think you could make booktube a kinder place, both individually and as a community? Again, I think booktube already is quite a kind place, so I don't know that we need a lot of improvement, I guess, in that area, but I mean, there's always room for improvement in anything. I think just being more open to new content creators and new channels. I think that it's very easy and we all do it. It's not a shade on anyone, not throwing shade on anyone, you know what I mean, but to be open to new people, because I think that we can get a little bit, you know, involved in our own set, our own clique, and it's hard to break out of that and find new people and find new content creators. Not because we aren't kind, but just because that's, again, human nature. But I think that's a way we could be more kind, is to potentially actively look for and actively promote newer content creators and newer people that we don't know personally, and try and get to know them personally a little bit maybe, and try and bring them into the fold, as it were. I mean, I feel like booktube is huge, and there's people that I don't know, there's content that I'm constantly coming across that I wouldn't have seen people before, and partly that is because maybe I'm looking for a particular type of video, or maybe because they're talked about on another channel, or they're on a sprint or whatever. But yeah, like, there's so many people, we're not going to be able to come across and talk about everyone. But I think it would be nice to maybe just try and be a little bit more aware of new creators, particularly people that have lower subscribers that maybe need that boost, because we all know how hard it can be when we first start out. So yeah, I guess that. Question number 7 says, say some kind words about one of your favourite booktube channels, which I kind of feel like I already did. But let me think of someone else who I haven't talked about already. So a channel that I discovered probably in the last 6 months or so that I really have enjoyed their content is Books and Bow. I think I'm saying that correctly. I apologise if I'm not. Books and Bow is a British booktuber, and they talk about a range of different books. I can't remember why I came across their channel. It may have been a video about Greek mythology retellings, but I really enjoy the way that they talk about books, the way that they approach analysing books. A lot of what they've said about some of the books that I have read has really resonated with me, and they make books that I haven't read yet sound really interesting and really exciting. So I just think they're really interesting and thoughtful, and I definitely think that people should go and subscribe to them. Yeah, I hope that's kind. The next question is, share a new small booktuber channel. I actually made a festive shout out video that I don't remember when I'm putting up again, what order. I think it's going up before this, so if I have put it up already, I will link it down below, because I do shout out 12 people who have under 1,000 subscribers as people that you should go and subscribe to. But I just want to take a moment to shout out some fellow Australian booktubers, because I feel like we're becoming more noticeable and important on the kind of booktube world stage, as it were. But I do think that Australian booktubers have been traditionally not as kind of noticed or well viewed or whatever. Anyway, so of course the person I mentioned earlier, Meredith from Reading with Merb, Paige from Pages with Paige, are both amazing booktubers. I don't know that they're necessarily small content creators though, so let me rethink that one. Alright, so Liv from Endless Pages, Australian booktuber, absolutely wonderful, such a lovely person. Ren from The Reading Ren, exactly what I just said about Liv, lovely person, incredible content creator. Sasha from Sash Reads, see above, wonderful person, great content creator, really fun. And let's go with my final Australian booktuber, Emily from Books by Emily. I don't know Emily particularly well as a person, but she seems really fun and really nice, so you should definitely go and subscribe. The final question is to tag some people so that we spread the kindness around. I should probably tag all the people that I already mentioned, because otherwise I'll start tagging people and then I'll be like, but I didn't talk about them and they're amazing and kind and wonderful and you should go and subscribe. And that could go on forever. So I'm going to tag 4 people that I've mentioned already. Of course, all the people I mentioned, feel free to do the tag. Also, if you have not been specifically tagged, feel free to do the tag. But 4 people I'm specifically going to tag as people that I think should do this tag, how many times can I say tag, are Victoria from What Victoria Read, Paige from Pages with Paige, Ren from The Reading Ren, and Liv from Endless Pages. Anyway, that's all the tag questions, so that's it from me today. Like I said, please go and subscribe to all of the people that I've mentioned. They are all linked in the description below. If you would like to leave me a comment, then please do so. Anything that you would like, any thoughts that you had, any people that you think are super kind and amazing that you think I should go and check out, comment all that down below as well. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me leave me the kindest emoji. I don't even know what that would be, so have fun with that. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.